Hi, good morning. Well, good morning for me right now. I don't know when you're going to watch this, but I want to say good morning. I was listening to a podcast and I heard a really interesting concept that I actually wasn't aware of, and I thought it might be helpful to share with other people. So I want to make a really short video on the concept of Parkinson's law. So basically, I'm going to try really hard not to botch this. I'm just learning about it myself, but I wanted to throw it out there because I feel like it's the perfect time to throw it out there. Parkinson's law is this concept that however much time you have to get something done, a project or whatever, is how much time it's going to take. So if you give yourself 12 months to do it, it's going to take all 12 months. If you give yourself 4 months to do it, it's going to take 4 months. Because setting that deadline, and are you eating my hair? So whatever amount of time you give to something is the amount of time that it's going to take. It's going to expand for as long as you give yourself the time for. You're going to have to get down. Benny can't handle himself. He has to get down. So basically, I wanted to make this video because we're in September, and another really good concept came up when this person was talking about Parkinson's law. The concept is that in September, we automatically are kind of hardwired to think of change and new because we spend so much of our lives knowing that fall and September is when you go back to school. And when you go back to school, you start a new school year. Sometimes you start a new school. There's like this newness. You go back, you prepare by doing back to school shopping and getting your new book bag and pencils and notebooks and all of this newness that happens and occurs during this time. So our brain is hardwired to think of fall as a new beginning. Not only to mention, like, if you take yourself out of it as an individual and a human and you just think about life, this is where the leaves start to change color and they fall to the ground. And I think even the atmosphere and the environment around us within nature, it seems like it's changing. The weather is changing. Everything is changing around us. Subconsciously in our minds, we already know that. And we are thinking to ourselves, this is time for change. And it gives us that extra little boost of motivation. Then on top of it, you put Parkinson's law into effect. If you have 4 months until the end of the year, I guess technically 3, but we're counting September. I don't know how. Some people might say it's only 3 because from September to October, November, December, whatever. Some people would say 4 until the new year if you're counting January. Point is, you have about 4 months to go until the new year. When you put things into effect in September or fall, you already have that boost of motivation and you're on a smaller time limit. So the reason I say that is because sometimes we wait until January to make our new goals. It's very normal to have your resolutions, oh, it's a new year. And then what happens is you put your goals into effect in January. You say, I have an entire year to get this done. But the entire year is way too long for you to give yourself time because, like we just said, if you give yourself too much time, that's how much time it's going to take for you to actually get this thing done. And so people fall off of their New Year's resolutions because 12 months is just way too much time to give yourself. If you only give yourself 4 months, you're more likely to get something done in those 4 months. Also, you're pre-wired to be thinking that fall is time for change. So you already have that motivation going. Nature and everything around us is changing. So right now is actually the time to make change. So if I say, okay, I want to lose weight, right? And now I've given myself the whole entire year, I have 12 months to lose weight. Odds are I'm going to fall off a little bit because with that flexibility and time, you're like, I'll just start next week. It's okay. I have, 9 more months. Whereas if you only give yourself 4 months, you feel a little bit more of the pressure. It's like, not that I'm saying you should procrastinate, but when you procrastinate and then right at the last minute you get everything done? Yeah, you got everything done because you didn't have a choice. Your deadline was coming, you had to get it done, you didn't have a choice. You tend to be more productive when, number one, you don't have a choice because your time is limited. And number two, shorter deadlines tend to narrow down our attention because we could feel it. I could feel that pressure. There's a big difference between I have 4 months to get this done and I have an entire year to get this done. Or I have until the end of the year, which I know is quickly approaching, or I have an entire year to get it done. So this is just like a little motivational talk to say whatever it is that you want to do, start it now. Don't wait until January. I mean, you can if you want, but how many people have made resolutions and then they don't finish them? And the next year comes around, the next January, and you still have the same resolution because you didn't get done what you should have. I personally think that the time to start is now. So if you have something that you want to get done, do it right now. Set those goals and give yourself only until the end of the year. If you hit those goals and you want New Year resolutions in January, you can always edit those goals or create something new or go to the next step, but right now is really the time to get it done. Anyways, all that to say, if there's something that you want to get done and that you've been thinking about, start it now. be in the flow of the universe, in the world. And, you know, God created all of this for us. He made beautiful things happen in the different seasons of life and the different seasons of the year. Go with it, go with the flow of it. Everything is changing around us, the weather, the trees, the leaves. I'm in California, not as much of the leaves are changing, but the weather is changing. Everything is changing. We know the back to school. We know what it feels like when you wake up and you're like, oh yeah, it's starting to be school time again. All of that. It's just, you could feel it all around you. So why not take advantage of it? Make the change that you need to make now and figure it out. Your goals are achievable. Everything is figure outable. Whoever made that quote, I don't know, but I've heard it before. You could figure anything out that you want. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I hope that this was helpful. I know it wasn't a crazy long in-depth thing, but a light bulb went off that if people want to make change, the time is now. And I am here to tell you your time is now. So create those goals, work towards them, and you're going to see progress. Just be consistent and make it happen. There's probably a lot of back to school stuff on sale. So if you need to get organized, now's the time to do it because back to school just started and I'm sure they have sales. So go get your pens and your markers and your notebooks and everything else. Get yourself organized, create some type of new planner or new notebook that has all of your goals written out. Get yourself organized, take advantage of those sales, and get yourself on track. And by the end of the year, you're going to see the progress as long as you remain consistent. Okay. Thank you for your time. You are appreciated, and I will see you in my next video. Right? We're going to see them in the next one, right? And in the next one, you're going to be so quiet. Okay. I'll see you later. Come on, Ben. Whoa. Okay, sit. Sit, because we're making a video and you can't be distracting, okay? Okay. I love him so much, but like the noises and you need so much attention, right? All the time you need attention. And that's very nice and sweet of you, but I'm trying to make a video and you're driving me a little crazy, okay? He fell asleep because I bored him. Hopefully I'm not boring you.